Robert, how does it feel to be still playing the blues in the 21st century? Did you ever think that you would be?
No, I didn't. I wasn't thinking that far back. No, I didn't.
You're still recording and touring after all these years. What keeps you going?
Pardon?
What is it that keeps you going?
Well, I don't know. That's the only thing I know to do, I guess. Just play music. I've been playing all my life.
I guess the audience contact would be something you would miss if you weren't performing?
Yep. Yeah, I'm still at it.
You must take a lot of pride in the influence that you've had on other musicians over the years. Do you ever sit back and think about that?
Well, really I have not. But since you mentioned it, I imagine I have been a pretty big influence.
I believe it wasn't the guitar that you began with. The organ was your first instrument. Is that right?
Yeah, it was the organ. The old organ you pumped their hand, yeah.
Ah, right. And what turned you towards the guitar?
Oh, Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson showed up. And I liked what I heard him doing, and I got on his back.
Do you remember the first time you met Robert?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us about that?
Oh, Robert ran into my mother, and Sonny Boy, and she brought Sonny Boy and him home to the house, and she couldn't get rid of Robert.
Do you remember getting your first guitar?
My first guitar, me and Robert made it, and the next one, my auntie bought it. My first guitar that my auntie bought cost $3.98.
Did you think back
that guitar today would cost $200?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you think back then that he would turn out to be this legendary figure that he has so many years later?
That I would be?
Oh, that Robert would be.
Well, I knew Robert was ahead of his time because I was just old enough to really notice what he was doing. And you didn't see no one guitar player up and playing nowhere by himself. You always seen two of them. One playing the background, the other one playing the chorus and the lead and stuff.
Yeah. Was he... That's okay, go on.
Yeah?
Was he happy to share his knowledge and ability on guitar with you?
No, he was not. Robert was a loner. He didn't have no choice. He was in love with my mama, so he couldn't treat me too bad. So I took advantage of that.
What would be the most important lesson you think you learned from your time with Robert Johnson?
Pardon?
What would be the most important lesson you think you learned from your time with Robert?
Well, I can't pinpoint that because I learned everything that you hear me do by him. I learned that from him, so I don't know what the important one was. All of it was important to me.
Yeah. What about the legends that have sprung up over the years about him going to the Crossroads? What do you think about all that?
So what do I think about the Crossroads?
Yeah,
I think that the Crossroads is bullshit.
There's no truth to those stories at all.
And selling himself to the devil too is bullshit. He was born belong to the devil. Shit.
You've covered a lot of his songs over the years. You obviously still have quite a special affinity with his work.
Oh yeah. If it don't be for me, they wouldn't know anything about Robert Johnson. His stuff was what had been recorded, and people didn't understand what he was doing, and it was dead. There wasn't nobody thinking about it, baby. Every time I'd make a record, I'd play one of his songs on it. And that's the way the Rolling Stones and the rest of them got a hold to the idea about Robert Johnson. That's the way the man got a hold, picked up the copyrights because he was interested.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Another legendary performer that you performed with was Sonny Boy Williamson. What can you tell us about Sonny Boy?
Well, Sonny Boy about pretty much like Robert. He kind of had his time too. He could play the hell out that harmonica.
In later years, you became something of a mentor yourself to a lot of up-and-coming performers. Who were some of your favourite students that came to you for advice?
Well, since I was so close to Robert, I have been a pretty big influence on almost all the guitar players.
Any in particular that you've felt especially close to?
Pardon?
Are there any in particular that you've felt a special relationship with?
You see, I can't pinpoint that either, because Robert was so far ahead of his time until you can't tell what was important.
Yeah. I believe you were the one that advised B.B. King to include horns in his sound. Is that right?
I was the one.
What gave you that idea?
I was the one who told him that he needed 8 pieces. It didn't make no difference what he had, as long as he had 8 pieces.
Yeah.
As long as he had a band.
What gave you the idea to give him that advice?
What gave me the idea?
Yeah.
Well, I already knew what it was.
Yeah. You could hear that sound.
I told him that because I knew that would happen.
Did he like the idea straight away?
Pardon?
Was BB happy with that idea straight away? Did you have to?
No. He wasn't happy with it because his time was bad and he didn't know what he was doing. His sponsor done it because I told him to. And when he got with the horns, then he had to figure out what should he follow. Mm-hmm. Today, he still follows the bass.
The time you spent at Chess Records in the 50s, that must have been a memorable time for you.
Pardon?
The time you spent at Chess Records in the 50s must have been
the time I spent? That was very good. That was very, very good. Because I was playing with all types of people. I was playing all types of things.
It must have been.
It was good exposure.
Must have been a valuable experience. Who were some of the artists there that were your favourites?
Pardon?
Did you have some personal favourites there at Chess Records that you played with?
Well, I was a favorite guitar player at that time. Everybody wanted me to help them, so it gave me a chance to get the exposure.
Did you feel at the time that you were a part of history there, those recordings at Chess? Did you feel that these recordings were ones that people would still be listening to in 50 years?
Yes, I did, because I was playing what the other guitar players refused to play. I was playing background for them, and the other guitar players wanted to play the melody.
Uh-huh. There's often been a jazz influence in your work. Where did your interest in jazz come from?
Well, the jazz come from me being the type of guitar player that try to play what was necessary.
You left Chicago.
I was working with everybody, jazz musicians and blues musicians and all kinds. And when they choose me to play with them, I played what they needed and what they asked me to play.
Uh-huh. What made you want to leave Chicago when you did in the early 60s?
Well, that was a mistake in so many words, because I was in retirement for about 10 years. I left to go to New York City and stopped in Cleveland with Sonny Boy. And it was a mistake, but it still worked out. Because when it come time for me to get by myself and do my own thinking, I knew how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Do you listen to much of current day blues artists, some of the new artists that are coming through?
Pardon?
Do you get a chance to listen to any of the new blues artists that are around these days?
Oh, I get a chance to listen to everything, because my people who I'm around, they like music, so they play things that I don't even like. I listen to it still anyway.
What about in blues? Are there some of the modern day blues artists that you like?
Well, I don't really listen to other musicians to play what they play. I listen to it because I don't have a choice.
How much time do you spend on the road these days performing?
Pardon?
How much of the year do you spend on the road performing these days, touring?
I've been playing. I ain't been off the road over 10 years. 15 is the best out of 72 years.
No plans at all to stop touring?
Pardon?
No plans at all to retire from touring at all?
I didn't understand you.
You're not planning to retire from touring or going on the road?
No, what am I retired for? That don't even make sense.
Yeah, fair enough.
To retire, I understand Matt Murphy had a stroke. But I mean, I can't see no reason why would I quit?
Right. Just to finish off, Robert, what would be your advice to young players just starting out today?
How do you think this process to be continued?
Well, the musicians who are new.
Yes.
I tell all the young fellas about dope and about if they want to play, they got to give it their all. And and I tell them all to stay away from narcotics. Mm-hmm. But 9 times out of 10, they don't pay me no attention.
Just to stay out of trouble and concentrate on music, hey?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Robert, look, I'll thank you very much for your time. It's been a real pleasure speaking with you.
Now, what I want to know from you.
Yeah.
How is my record selling in Australia?
I'd say steadily. Airplay-wise, a little bit of airplay here and there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got one out called I Gotta Find Me a Woman. Is it still there?
I beg your pardon?
I got a CD out. And the name of it is I Got to Find Me a Woman. Have you got that?
That's the latest one, is it?
That's right.
No, I haven't got that one.
No.
Have to get that one down here, I think.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I might
want
get
a programmer for that.
That's right, yes.
That's right. You got Delta Crossroad?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's the last one.
Right. Okay, well, we'll have to get the other one so we can give that one a bit of a promotion as well.
Yeah. And thank you so much for calling.
Thank you, Robert. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. All the best.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.